Virgos, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for August 22nd through the 28th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so Virgos this week, an important week here in the astrology. Essentially, we have a grand cross taking place. Now, this is, first of all, involving the moon, who is going to be in the third quarter phase this middle part of the week, which is emphasizing that it's a good week to challenge ourselves. And that's what the crosses are all about. That's what the squares are all about. And this could be challenging yourself with maybe some insights you gained last week about either your self-expression, those things close to the heart, which has been the fifth house emphasis of that full moon, and also your sixth house of routine, of work, and anything else on that daily level. So whatever those insights might be, great time this week to challenge yourself there, to really move those things forward. So within the context of that, Mars is going to be conjoining up to Saturn this week, and that's going to be this part of the Grand Cross, which is in your third house. So this year, off and on, you guys have had Saturn going into this third house, helping you get disciplined and patient with the communication, with the intellectual side of life. And that's what the third house really symbolizes, is the mind and how we communicate things. So whether it's having to be patient with that, whether it's being persistent and seeing the long term when it comes to these intellectual or communicative things in your life has been very important. And in that way, you're building these long-term goals and these long-term energies here, and really foundations here when it comes to your perspective, your view, how you communicate with others. Some of you might be taking seriously maybe reading or studying, taking a course. Some of you might be writing at the moment, which is a good way of working with Saturn there. But lately, Mars has recently shifted into the third. So these past 2 or 3 weeks, maybe you felt this bit more of a burst of energy, maybe quite direct with your communications, maybe some energy to do some of that reading and writing or intellectually stimulating stuff. So that's been great. Now Mars is, the immediate, wanting things immediately. It's our desires, it's our drives. And Saturn is like, let's hold off just a second. Let's make sure this is done grounded in a mature way, in a way that's going to be, here down the road in the future, in the years to come. So that's a good way of working with this, is sort of throttling in a way that we're still pursuing these drives and these ambitions, again, with the intellectual or communicative side of things for you, but with patience, with persistence, with striving towards results in that grounded fashion. And as you approach it in that way, you'll find that it is an excellent week in particular to get things done. And the more willing you are to limit yourself here, which is, again, that discipline, then it can be fantastic. Now, you guys have been hearing me talk a lot about Saturn squaring up to Neptune this year, which has been perhaps the uncertainty or doubt about the things that we're building and the direction that we're heading. If the mind tries to figure it out too much, that's been the square up to Neptune. So Mars, as you would imagine, is going to be squaring up to Neptune. That'll be a bit later in the week, surrounding Friday. And so when it does come to, again, these drives, these ambitions here to do those immediate things, to learn, to exchange, what have you, patience. And that's the Saturn. But here, Neptune, patience in terms of we don't exactly know where things are going, right? Neptune, it's the future. We don't know what the outcomes are. If we try to figure it out, it might confuse us and it might create doubt. So our willingness to live in the present moment, our willingness to challenge ourselves spiritually here this week is fantastic. And that could not only be with the third house stuff, but even too with your routine, your work, your daily activities. Neptune here has been showing you the importance of, especially in the sixth, living in the present moment, in those everyday experiences. And you can find a tremendous peace in this, tremendous tranquility that Neptune does bring. So good there to challenge yourself, and those are hopefully some key insights that you can have this week to help you with this collectively challenging Grand Cross. Now, things this week aren't all just on the challenging side collectively. We do have Mercury conjoining up to Jupiter, which is very nice on Monday. to kick off the week. And then the week ends with Venus conjoining up to Jupiter. So these are easy aspects. And this is the opportunity that have recently shifted for you guys just these past couple weeks, with Jupiter starting to go into your first house. So this is your first house. This is the house of self. It's the house of your independence, of your drive, of your goals, of your aspirations, the things you want, all that Mars stuff, in fact. So there are opportunities here, and for the next, beyond the next year with Jupiter in the first, should be plenty of opportunities to do just that, to be more independent in your life, to pursue some of your goals, and that inspiration can really go a long ways. In fact, with Mercury going over Jupiter on Monday, maybe something's making a bit more sense, or something's clicking, or you're understanding something about goals, maybe setting something new with that, and thinking about how you can have independence in your life. So very nice to have that conjunction, because Mercury is your ruler, so you guys could be quite literally feeling inspired, maybe to expand your horizons, as Jupiter often brings. Then at the end of the week, Venus going over Jupiter does signify that there is maybe some enjoyment to be had with this, maybe with your self-image. Feeling good, looking good is often the case with Venus in the first house. Maybe emphasizing relationships, and maybe, again, seeing opportunities with that over the weekend. Maybe some new things as well. So very nice there in the first house. Things are still a bit more on the receptive level, of course. The sun is still in your guys' 12th house, which is about getting that alone time and tranquility, and that'll be important there in this Grand Cross. Side to it, again, very much like Neptune, but here you guys could be gaining energy through a bit of reflection, but things are certainly moving into that first, especially with Mercury here this week. All right, so Virgos, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.